Alright everybody, let's talk about something that isn't bloody murder, or let's not make another confusing music video that I just had to do because I kind of came up with this idea while I was bored at work. Let's talk about something that's universally important. Let's talk about the Lion King remake. It's disappointing. The trailer that I saw was a tad disappointing because I'm not sure precisely why Disney feels the need to remake all these movies. I hear you from like 10,000 miles away. I already hear you saying things like, well, they want to make money. Of course they want to make money. They always want to make money. That's Disney. Disney doesn't really have a heart or soul, but it knows how to replicate both these things exceptionally well. It's sort of like Disney is the Dr. Frankenstein of the movie industry. There is something like life in there, but if you look a tad bit behind the curtain, if you just peek, then you see, that's still a whole bunch of bureaucrats and old white men who are making decisions based upon target audiences and what has worked in the past. Point in case, the Lion King remake and the remakes that already came before that one, like The Jungle Book and Beauty and the Beast. Why do you want to remake movies that were exceptionally well received? You might now say, well, obviously because you get the same kind of audience to return to the theatres. More importantly, you get their children to be dragged off with this audience to the theatres, because all the people who were kids in the 90s, teenagers or early teenagers, are definitely going to be adults by now. Now they have more disposable income, which they can just, whore out. And no, they're not whoring out themselves. Disney is whoring out themselves, but the money ring can commence coming from these adults who once were children in a time when they were most influential. The problem that I have with the trailer is not just the cynicism behind it, but also the basic idea of remaking a movie that is mostly known for just how breathtakingly, astonishingly, just beautiful it was on the prospect of 2D animation. It didn't revolutionize it, but it perfected it almost. There is rarely another movie that you can tell me about that is just this beautiful. The art style is brilliant. The idea that you can mix accurate animalistic movements with a certain conveyance of emotion through facial expressions that still makes it look natural and compelling. This idea is basically thrown out the window the moment that you make a CGI remake. Some people might now say, come on, they used real life stuff. Of course they did. But here's the problem, they also used a whole lot of fucking CGI. It's almost exclusively what they used. And that brings me to the next problem I have. The trailer made it look as if this was some sort of a car or insurance commercial. Oh, you might now say, come on man, it looked beautiful. I'm not against that, I'm not against saying that it looked beautiful, but you know what else it looked like? Like a fucking commercial. The CGI has a still very distinct CG look to it. It doesn't look real. They would need to work for another, 5 to 10 years if they actually wanted to make it look real. They could have come to some sort of a compromise, perhaps managing to train lions to do certain movements and then combine that cleverly with CGI accomplishing a sort of nirvana of the two, because that's the point of CGI. You do the kind of things that were normally impossible to be done in the real world, not to just blurt out movies left and right because you got an algorithm for that shit now. God's sake. Granted, at the end of the trailer there's like a scene where Simba is in an environment that isn't just well lit. He kind of looks almost real. Almost. The biggest problem that I have personally with this whole thing is really that you took a movie that, the story of The Lion King is The story of The Lion King is a tad bit, well, how do I say, unoriginal, and it's not that good. I'm just saying that. I mean, if anybody wants to throw anything, I got my trusty pizza plate here. But still, it's not that good. Just saying. The story is just not that good. The animation is what really defines the movie. And since it's no longer a 2D animated movie, and no longer done with such an intricate professionalism, and more importantly, not just professionalism, but passion. It doesn't really feel passionate. When I look at the trailer conveys sort of a feeling of, I mean, there was once a man who told us, of course, $20 million is a lot of money, but I won't be angry about having 30 million. Just saying. And that's the philosophy behind Disney remakes. Specifically on movies who don't need a remake. They don't need a remake. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Disney is one of those movies that could really benefit from a remake. Keep the fucking music, because that one is awesome. It's the best soundtrack ever. To come from a Disney movie, the best soundtrack ever is something else. If you were to ask me, the best soundtrack that I've ever had the pleasure to listen to are either the Donnie Darko musical soundtrack, like not the score, but the collection of songs that they had. If you really want specifically composed for a movie or TV show soundtracks, then I obviously have to go with the original Twin Peaks soundtrack. What else? Yeah, the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Oh god. For you people who haven't really caught on to this little fact yet, I have inattentive ADD, so I'm basically drifting off every now and then into unrelated subject matters. Point in case, The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Disney, the animated movie, was an interesting endeavour. It conveyed quite a few ideas pretty well, but that's the problem. Tonal dissonance. They didn't really know how to make the movie without trying to soften the blow of just how harsh and how borderline creepy certain aspects and certain ideas of this story could be, such as what's his rank, the religious dude, Frodo. He has like a archbishop or something. Archbishop Frodo, who's basically going like, "Oh, Esmeralda, your tits are like the flames that scorch my skin," and shit like that. And he didn't say your tits are like the flames that scorch my skin, but he was saying something that alluded to that. And as such, it comes across as being not quite, or at least borderline not child friendly, and not family friendly either. And therefore they had to introduce these stone statues that are part of the Cathedral of Notre Dame, who were the comedic relief that nobody asked for. And you have scenes where someone is about to get burned alive, contrasted with scenes where one of these stone statues is behaving like a toddler, making airplane noises while flying around, like, and that kind of sort of destroys the mood, in my opinion. And if you were to remake that movie, then I would be grateful. You just leave out these statues as comedic relief, leave the horse for comedic relief. There's like a horse in there, some dude who sits on someone that's always funny, even though that, technically speaking, could either kill or at least injure someone gravely if a horse sat on them. Yeah, and that's basically all that I have to say. Remake the fucking Hunchback of Notre Dame. A real great, like, it would be brilliant. God, why is that so hard for you to understand? If you want to remake a movie that's not perfect, or that could benefit from a remake. The Lion King is not something that would benefit from a remake because it's almost perfect. The only thing that's really not perfect about it is the story, but this movie was never about the story. And as far as I can tell, they're going to remake the exact same fucking story. Wanna know what? That's pointless. That's wasted money, in my opinion. However, you're going to make all of this back in the box office. And until people stop watching these, I'm pretty sure we're going to get remakes of Aladdin. I'm pretty sure there's already one in work. A Fantasia 2000 remake, God knows what. Oh, I know a perfect Disney movie that we could remake. Song of the South. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Boring racist schlock from Disney every day. No, but seriously, Disney, get on that one. Get on that one. I want to see a remake Song of the South. Oh, you should make a Fantasia remake with the black serpent in there. You know, the one centaur, the one black serpent centaur. Because you lying pieces of dog shit, Disney that you are, and I feel dirty every time that I'm reminded of the fact that I'm a goddamn Lion King fan. Actually, fun fact, I like Lion King 2 a lot more than I like The Lion King. Mostly because The Lion King 2 has a story that I think is a lot more interesting. It's more Romeo and Juliet-esque. Oh, and before you start with some horseshit like The Lion King, The Lion King is basically a remake of, and no, not a remake, it's basically an adaptation of Hamlet. Excuse me? You do realize that Hamlet stars Hamlet returning from Wittenberg. That means that the last fourth of the movie, not even the last third of the movie, but the last fourth of the movie would only qualify as being an adaptation of Hamlet. And even then, not even remotely enough characters die in The Lion King to justify being called a adaptation. An adaptation, it just, no. No, just no. Okay, and for those of you who are like, well, you probably don't like The Lion King that much, you only got a t-shirt. Yeah, I got a t-shirt. I got, I can't believe I'm actually showing this. This is actually, it might be visible in the background. Sort of, but not really. God, I look creepy. I mean, I'll always look creepy, but like that. Peace is war. Law is chaos. Follow Big Brother. Okay. No, but I got my little Lion King 2 pillow over here. Yeah. It's a movie that I'm very nostalgic for, but mostly for aesthetic reasons, and less for the actual story. I also got The Lion King on 2 different DVD versions, then on VHS. I mean, I'm not the biggest fucking Lion King fan ever, but I definitely like the art style, and I like the movies in and of themselves, but there is no need for a remake. I'll stand by that. God fucking damn it. Come on, Disney. Just give us the Hunchback of Notre Dame remake and prove to everyone that you can still be creative. Aight? Aight. Now, with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video as well as the other ones that I make. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I kind of want to make videos like with Burger Creek, if you know him. He's actually another German who has a more convincing British accent than I got. But, yeah, sort of like that. That would be brilliant. He only has like 16k subscribers, but that's actually way more than I got. And I also urge you to subscribe to him. He's one of the most brilliant people I know. And if I ever reach like a few K subscribers, there would even be the possibility of a crossover in the far future, but it's never gonna happen. Anyway, that's all that I got to say. I'm disappointed by the trailer, and Disney, just please remake movies that actually sucked in their original incarnation, because that's what remakes are for. You need to make things better, not make good things mediocre. See you around.
There's a basic law of nature which says the mightiest will lead. Monaro, game over.